إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Now, the last point I'm going to make about this, effect of certainty, right, is that when you're seeking certainty, the effect of acquiring this certainty, of acquiring this knowledge, is not only felt by you. Right? When you have this certainty, this actually radiates out from you. It radiates out from you. And it's a source of inspiration, it's a source of guidance, it's a source of hope for the people around you. Right? For your children. For those who are curious about Islam around you. How can you expect people, how can you expect your kids, how can you expect your friends, how can you expect your family to follow Islam if they're not even convinced that you're certain about it? And sometimes people think that they can fool people into thinking that they're convinced that they're actually following the truth. But if you ask myself, and you ask many people who have changed their religion, or began seriously investigating their religion, one of the first causes is when we're asking people about their religion. We're asking them about their beliefs. And it's like you can smell it. You can see when you ask them a question, not that they just don't understand intellectually. That's one thing. Right? Nobody has all of the knowledge. People are going to ask you questions and you don't have the answer. That's fine. Right? No one's expecting you to be perfect in your knowledge. But when they sense it in your heart, when they sense that a question that is disturbing them, right, that's confusing them, they asked it to you, and now you just got a little confused. You got a little disturbed. You start questioning things. You're crazy if you don't think people can notice that. You're crazy if you don't think that your kids can notice that. Your kids pick up on everything. The companion, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with him, he told us that patience is half of faith, and certainty in faith is its entirely. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the righteousness of the foremost in this nation is in temperance, right, in moderation, and in certainty. Right, so this certainty is essential to righteousness. It's essential to stability. Right? We see in this narration from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud that patience is the other half. And isn't this relevant to us today? Brothers and sisters, we're in a situation, we're in a time, we're in a place where it's going to be a little awkward to practice our religion. It's going to be a little difficult. We're going to have to take some steps that we might not want to take. Right? It's a little uncomfortable to make wudu at your school. It's a little uncomfortable to make wudu in the office. It's a little uncomfortable to ask your boss for some time off for Jummah, for Eid. Right? It's a little uncomfortable to try to get people to understand the change in schedule during Ramadan or any of these things that we have to seek some space for. Now, if you're not convinced of this religion, how are you going to do that? There's no way. There's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to take these steps if you yourself are not certain that you're on the truth. Right? And if we don't take these steps, someone's got to take them. Then who are we leaving them for? We're leaving them for the next generation. And if we're not certain enough to take these steps, and to make them easier for the next generation, right, then what are we passing on for them? We're passing on doubt, and we're passing on difficulty. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فاصبر إن وعد الله حق ولا يستخفنك الذين لا يوقنون. So be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is true. And let not those who are uncertain in their faith disquiet you. Now, when I'm talking about seeking certainty, right? I'm reminding us again that this takes effort, like seeking anything else. Right? And one of the first steps of this, the first step, is realizing, being honest with ourselves, that yeah, we're having some doubts. Yeah, we're having some difficulties understanding some parts of the religion. Yeah, our faith has gone stale. It's gotten cold. We got to acknowledge that. Right? And realize that that acknowledgement, that doubt can actually be our biggest asset on this path. Our biggest inspiration. And the thing that allows us to move into a certainty that will fortify us in our faith, fortify us in our obedience, fortify our children, and all those who are curious about it in their certainty of this religion, that if we just push these doubts under the rug, we will never be able to do. And so what are you waiting for? What time are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ نَكِسُوا رُؤُوسِهِمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ رَبَّنَا أَبْصَرْنَا وَسَمِعْنَا فَارْجِعْنَا نَعْمَلْ صَالِحًا إِنَّا مُوقِنُونَ. If you could but see the offenders hanging their heads before their Lord, saying, our Lord, we have seen and heard. So return us to the world and we'll do righteousness. Indeed, now we're certain. Is that when you want to become certain? Is that what you want to wait for? Don't let these wounds of doubt fester. Don't wait for the certainty to come overnight. If you're feeling uncertain, go through the means. Right? Go to the teachers. Go to the knowledge. Go increase in your worship. Go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Him in your dua from your heart. Right? Tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you're not feeling it. You don't feel connected. You're doubting this. You're doubting that. Ask Him to open a way for you. And inshallah ta'ala He'll open the way for us. And may He open the way for all of us. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're the protector of Islam and its followers. Keep us steadfast until we die. Make our prayers sincere. Make our hearts sincere. Make our remembrance sincere. Allow us to seek knowledge and make that knowledge beneficial to us. Allow us to be honest about our darks, about our doubts and our weaknesses and our shortcomings. May we realize that our weakness in front of you is our strength. And may we ask you for your support and for your education and for your guidance and for your mercy. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أقيموا الصلاة.